Welcome to Positively Las Vegas, a look at the good things happening around the valley. I'm Kalina Estrinos. For the next 30 minutes, we're going to share the latest stories that showcase the reasons why we love Las Vegas. That means the people, the businesses, and all of the activities that make the valley such a great place to live. We'll also share fun things to do in Las Vegas each week.
Another big sign, Las Vegas is bouncing back. The first trade show in a very long time is happening right now at the Las Vegas Convention Center. And tonight, our team is focusing on what this means for you and Southern Nevada.
And so anchor Ross DiMattei is going to show you how the convention's returning will help local businesses. But let's start with reporter Astrid Mendez, who is live from the Tobacco Plus Expo. Astrid.
Tricia, lots of people inside the TPE 21 convention, almost 500 exhibitors and many attendees from all over the world looking for the best deals for their companies. Big events like this one feel definitely so much different after a year of no shows. All under one roof. Images like this are something we have not seen in more than a year inside the convention center. The Tobacco Plus Expo is the first event of this size since the pandemic started, and it seems like everyone inside is loving it.
This is our first trade show of the year, and I'll tell you, after a long period of time not being face-to-face with our customers, let alone our consumers, it's really a breath of fresh air. It's nice to see not only people here, but just the high energy.
And there's a natural camaraderie. It's like we're a bunch of puppies in a basket. And you know, you go a year and a half and you don't see your friends. It's very special.
This show is a big deal for everyone who is part of the tobacco, CBD, and vaping industry, showing off new products and good deals.
Conventions are important for us as small business because it's so hard for us to product and we don't know who's going to be in business and who closed down. But coming here, they're all in one roof, and it gives us an opportunity to kind of just get everything back to make sure we're stocked.
But pandemic safety measures are still around to ensure everyone's safety, like thermal imaging, hand sanitizing stations, and more space between exhibitors to address social distancing.
So inside any booth, you can smoke, and then you have designated lounges where you can smoke in there as well. And then when you're walking around, they ask to please put your mask on and stay safe.
Trade show organizers say that in 2020, the event had a total economic impact of $8 million for Las Vegas, and that number could easily be bigger this year.
Their sales are up, 50, 60, 70%. Some of the big distributors are up 70, 80%. And they've seen some of the best numbers they've had on sales in years. And I think that's down to people obviously spending more time at home.
And both vendors and clients here hope that those numbers are going to keep rising this year. And they already told me that they are more than ready for January 2022, when the next TPE convention is going to happen once again here at Las Vegas. Reporting from the Convention Center, Astrid Mendez, 13 Action News.
The Vegas Golden Knights are making saves off the ice. The team's foundation, along with partner tech real estate company Homey, presented a $20,000 check to the NID Housing Counseling Agency of Southern Nevada. The organization seeks to close the gap of black home ownership in the valley through down payment assistance, credit repair, and financial counseling.
We have so many people looking for homes and do not know where to go, what the laws are, what they have the ability to do and what they cannot do. And then we have a group of home buyers in this market that are struggling. And so it's our goal to help them get as many resources as they possibly can.
The donation was part of the Vegas Golden Knights Foundation's Saves for Charity partnership.
Well, the AAPI community in Las Vegas is growing, and as we continue to celebrate the heritage of Asian American Pacific Islanders, this month we are taking a closer look inside the Filipino culture. And 13 Action News reporter Alicia Patillo joins us live right now with how Filipinos became the largest AAPI community right here in the Valley. Good morning, Alicia.
Good morning, Kalina. Well, in the late 90s or in early 2000s, Maryland Parkway, where we are right now, became one of the most popular areas that many in the Filipino community migrated to. It was where many raised their families, opened businesses, and jump-started their career.
Filipinos is a very diverse culture in itself.
It's one thing my mom taught me: never forget your heritage and your culture. and I'm proud. I'm proud to be a Filipino.
They are the largest and fastest growing AAPI community here in the Valley. The Las Vegas Asian Chamber of Commerce says more than 200,000 Filipinos make up the AAPI community.
The 10% representation of the AAPI, the Filipinos the largest.
And if you're wondering why this community chose Sin City, it's because of opportunity.
Now, as far as Las Vegas is concerned, the boom of the Filipino community really started in the late 90s to early 2000s. You know, they found a place here, mostly from California. They moved here. It's just a better way of living.
And a better opportunity for jobs.
That's why there's a lot of Filipinos in different industries here in Las Vegas. They work in the casino industry, of course, hospitality, but now they've also become the saving grace of Vegas when it comes to nursing and education.
Sunny Venuya, president of the Las Vegas Asian Chamber of Commerce, says Filipinos make up about 20% of Las Vegas nurses, and education comes easy because of language.
Filipinos speak English very well. In the Philippines, we are taught using English, not even our native language. So that's kind of like an edge when it comes to nursing and education.
Dr. Mary Faye Axon Armstrong, assistant professor at Roseman University and president of the AAPI Nurses Association of Nevada, is a reflection of the endless possibilities Vegas offers to those seeking a future in the medical field.
You know that Filipinos are very hospitable. So nursing is one that we always wanted to help others. And if you go into a hospital or even, let's say in a restaurant or any setting, you look around and there's going to be Filipinos.
She was born and raised in the Philippines and then migrated to Hawaii with her family. By 2016, she was in pursuit of something new and a better way of living, and she found that here in the Valley.
Everybody knows that it's very expensive in Hawaii. The cost of living is very expensive. So when I was in Hawaii, I had to work 2 jobs in order to get my children to private school. And so moving here this is my one and only job, and being able to be a homeowner.
Venuya says moving to Vegas is usually because other family is here.
Like most Asian families, when one comes, the others follow.
And for retired Judge Cheryl Moss, that was the case.
My mom came out here to pursue, things that she was doing back in New Jersey. She was already a legend in New Jersey. She's a pioneer in gambling addictions. And she said, come out to Sin City. So I just didn't even think twice. I'm like, my parents are going to be that far out on the West Coast, and I've got to be near them.
Moss says following her family to Vegas changed the course of her life and history as she became the first Filipina in Nevada to be elected as a district court judge.
When I always talk to our Asian youth, I say, take the plunge. Just do it. And see how the outcome will go. I happily retired after 20 years, four times undefeated.
Filipino culture in Vegas is growing with no plans on stopping anytime soon. They are breaking barriers in education, medicine, and politics, and they are keeping their roots in the center of it all.
They are very hardworking and very loyal people. You give them an opportunity, they will shine, and they will take care of that opportunity and make sure that they'll make the most out of it.
If you ever met a Filipino, we always have a smile on our face. So that's what we're like. That's what Filipinos are all about.
Las Vegas is so special. It's a melting pot full of diversity. And if we all just treat each other with respect and learn more about each other's cultures, that's how we bridge the divide. So happy AAPI Heritage Month. Alicia Patillo, 13 Action News.
Great story, Alicia. Thank you so much. And all month long, we'll have coverage of our stories about our local AAPI community. So make sure you stick with us right here on Channel 13 or visit our website at ktnv.com. Welcome back to Positively Las Vegas. For more details on any of the stories you're watching today, visit our website, ktnv.com/positivelylv. Welcome back. For most Americans, Memorial Day is a day off work. Some people barbecue, maybe get in the pool, but one group is marching across the country to restore its true meaning. We have 13 Action News anchor Rachel Moore live right now to explain how the nonprofit Carry the Load is honoring fallen military and service members. Rachel?
Kalina, who are you carrying was the question asked 10 years ago that kicked off this entire relay. And today they're in Las Vegas on the West Coast route, and this is their welcome party. In a couple of hours, they will show up here around 9 o'clock and make their stops through Las Vegas, reminding us ahead of Memorial Day why we remember our fallen heroes.
I'm carrying Aaron Hudson. He was in the Army. Carrying the load for Staff Sergeant Merlin Quiles. Michael Hudson. Sergeant Ben Adams. Caston Mullen. Rob Reeves. Jonas Kelsaw. And Joe Price.
From cities all across the country, thousands carry the load.
I personally carry my uncle, who's a Vietnam vet, and then I also carry my friend Ryan, who was a paramedic in Washington, D.C., and unfortunately passed away.
Michael Garlock began carrying the load in 2018. He leaves Seattle every April, and he and several others are coming through Las Vegas with a message.
We have the privilege of living in a country where we have freedoms allowed to us by people who have given that ultimate sacrifice.
Carry the Load was founded by two Navy SEALs who felt like the nation had forgotten the true meaning of Memorial Day. They wanted to remember and honor loved ones lost in battle. Their 22-hour remembrance walk snowballed into a movement. 10 years and 100,000 miles later, thousands of Americans across the country have joined this healing ritual to remember their own fallen heroes.
It's therapeutic because you get to talk to people you don't know about things that you shared together, and it's powerful.
Marchers carry weighted backpacks, folded American flags, banners, t-shirts, or even just the relay bib.
It's important that people make the effort to understand what Memorial Day is. It is one day out of the year that we honor them.
And once these marchers finish up here in Vegas, they will continue on to their final destination in Dallas, where all the other relay teams are meeting up. Reporting live, Rachel Moore, 13 Action News.
And Rachel, that is so impressive. Like you said, 10 years later, 100,000 miles. I know you just mentioned the final destination is Dallas. What exactly do they have planned when they get there?
So in Dallas, they're going to do a 22-hour relay that kind of recreates the original Carry the Load march that the two Navy SEALs first did 10 years ago.
All right, Rachel, thank you so much. Great story. Appreciate it.
Well, tonight, 13 Action News reporter Asha Mendez introduces you and all of us to some motivated students.
Yeah, as they begin to help those in need, it's their compassion for others that exemplifies what it means to be positively Las Vegas. Astrid.
Trisha taught Nevada State College has the only speech-language pathology master's program, and while its students will help to combat basically the lack of this profession in the Valley, two of them are already making big strides even before graduating.
Say rope.
Becoming a speech pathologist is not an easy task.
Articulation, fluency, voice, language, hearing, cognition, social aspects, and AAC devices, which is augmented communication.
For Galila Faikri and Janitza Marmolejo, it has taken at least 10 years of their life to achieve this lifelong dream. They're both bilingual, enjoy helping others, work with children, and not only they are the first ones in their families to work in this field, they had no personal connections to anyone in this profession.
Nobody understood what I was trying to do because nobody's ever heard, especially not in my family, nobody's ever heard of a speech pathologist. So I'm constantly having to teach people and educate them on what I am doing.
For Janitza, her profession hits home. She has a cousin, Christina, who needed to learn ASL to communicate. Seeing her difficulties inspired her.
When she would hang out with her friends, she would use ASL, but then when she would come with the family, nobody used it. And so it was like she lived in these two separate worlds. And it was really hard to see that.
The majority of pathologists are not people of color, even though many children in need come from minority communities.
A lot of our families here don't really know that there's early education or early intervention programs out here. And so it's just really pushing it out that there is help that you can get for your child at 2-3 years old.
So with more people of color joining the field, I feel like more parents will look more into these resources because they see that we will understand that, okay, you might speak differently. English may not be your first language, but I understand that. And I can find so many other ways of trying to help you.
And both students will be graduating on June 5th, and Galila will be the only speech language pathologist in Pahrump, and she already feels a big responsibility about this. If you would like to learn more about the Speech Language Pathology Master's Program, contact Nevada State College. Reporting live, Astrid Mendez, 13 Action News.
Welcome back to Positively Las Vegas. For more details on any of the stories you're watching today, visit our website, ktmv.com/positivelylv.
As we celebrate Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, we're highlighting different cultures and their cuisines. Thai food has grown to be one of the most popular dishes around the world.
It's because it's amazing. And as we continue to bridge the divide, 13 Action News reporter Thailicious Patillo shows you the history behind the food as she takes you inside Thailicious.
Thai food is such a popular cuisine, and this restaurant is making sure that every bite and every sip has a taste of back home.
The flavor of Thai food is a very, flavorful. In the Thai food, we'll have, a lot of fresh ingredient as a herb, lemongrass, basil, like bamboo shoots, fresh chilies, stuff like that.
His restaurant reminds him of nights out in Thailand.
And people love the culture, stuff in Thailand. A lot of people have been traveling to Thailand a lot, and that's the reason why the people start to learn how to eat Thai food now.
From the decor on the walls to the sweet and spicy dishes, Dutch made sure when he opened Thailicious in Henderson that a piece of home would be with him.
Thailand is people know as the country of smile.
Thailand is a Southeast Asian country. Like most, family is first in this culture, and Buddhism is a religion taught throughout the country. Rice is a staple food at every meal, and treating one another with respect is tradition.
Thai communities are Buddhists. The way we say hi, how we say it, called Sawadee Krap.
And the food, with every bite, there's flavor, soul, and a taste of Thailand.
The Thai culture, when you come in here, you experience a fresh ingredient that you don't get in here in America. So basically, a lot of ingredients is herb. So we bring back from our family that we mix it all together and create the chili paste that we cook in our famous green curry that we have. They call it avocado green curry, and our dishes a lot of time, Thai dishes from in Thailand, we can convert it to a lot of vegan food. So it's it help out the community that vegan that can enjoy our food too also.
Dutch, thank you so much for teaching me so much about Thailand and your culture and the amazing food. It was wonderful. Sawadee ka. Thailicious Patillo, 13 Action News.
Such a good story. That food looked amazing. And all month long, we're going to have coverage of stories about our local AAPI community. So make sure you stick with us right here on Channel 13 or visit our website at ktmv.com.
Main Street downtown in the Arts District continues to become a center for creativity.
On display now inside the Priscilla Fowler Fine Art Gallery, the work of 5 local art teachers and their students. Stroll through the exhibit and admire the many paintings, mixed media, drawings, and sculptures. The students' work intermingled with the pros. Ms. Fowler, the gallery's owner, has a passion for showcasing art that is approachable and edgy. She's created an amazing exhibition space for local artists that you can visit 7 days a week. And if you're looking for a fun brunch spot, head to Jing in downtown Summerlin. Sundays go off with a live DJ, specialty acts, and performances. Soak in the atmosphere while you dine on Asian-influenced dishes and some pretty impressive cocktails. For even more ideas for you and your family, head to 13 Things on our website. Have a great week.
Thanks for watching Positively Las Vegas on your favorite streaming device. If you miss any part of this week's program, just hit the back button on your remote and scroll down until you see Positively Las Vegas, and you'll find every story we aired in this episode. Stay tuned for more from 13 Action News after the break, and check us out anytime right here on KTVN Streaming, Las Vegas News on your time.